Before we turn it over to the pitch competition, I'd love to introduce another individual that many of you have come to know, key individual in the ETA community here, and that's Reed. Where's Reed? Reed Tilston, where are you? There you are, okay. I'll just say this, I'm not a great reader. I'm okay at talking, but I'm not a great reader, but I'm gonna do my best here. So I wanna introduce Reed. Reed is an adjunct professor at the Weatherhead School of Management, where he teaches entrepreneurship through acquisition. He lectures at leading academic institutions such as Dartmouth, the University of Chicago, University of California, and serves on the University of Chicago ETA Advisory Committee. Chicago, another community that does have an ETA community. I would say it's not as thriving as this one. His experience is derived from 16 years of acquiring, opening, growing, and selling companies. Reed is a very high energy individual. I love seeing him talk. He's a graduate of the University of California at Berkeley and the University of Chicago, the Booth School of Business, where he has an MBA. He's a doctoral student at Case Western doing a dissertation on ETA, making him the first ETA PhD candidate in the US. Super exciting. I'm going to call up Reed here to talk about the ETA course that he has. Warm welcome to Reed.
Yeah, the crazy part is some Belgian guy named Hans van der Beek got the first ETA, or PhD in ETA back in 2022. But here at Case Western, we're going to get the first one in the US, so it's exciting times. Okay, it is 2:30. It's mile 20 of the marathon. The end is near. There's a lot of exciting times coming up, though, so we'll keep the energy high. By a show of hands, who here has learned something from the conference so far? Awesome. All right. Brendan, what have you learned?
It's just the how big it's got.
Yeah, I mean, ETA is a lot more popular now than it was 10 to 15 years ago. And what's so cool about this conference versus other ones, someone mentioned the University of Chicago, is that this conference brings together both people that are searching, investors like Brendan, as well as business owners and people in the ecosystem. And it's truly unique because most of these conferences, it's just mostly people searching and service providers. So we have a good ecosystem here. Who else has learned something? Oh, I know a lot of you raised your hands. Have you learned anything, Noah?
I've just been able to learn a lot about the community here.
Yeah.
What that community can offer in terms of getting started.
Yeah. And one unique thing about Cleveland is that I know a lot of the ecosystems throughout the country. It is a vibrant ETA community here because there's just a lot of retiring business owners in Northeast Ohio relative to other parts of the country. And also, we're not in Northern California where it's really sexy to be a tech startup person. We're in Cleveland where like these Main Street businesses, manufacturing, distribution are an integral part of the economy. So it's kind of cool to be an ETA practitioner in Cleveland, Northeast Ohio as well. You heard from the dean earlier, and he talked about some of the ETA initiatives that are going on here. But let me be crystal clear on one thing. Between Scott Lowry, GJ King, who many of you saw speak earlier, myself, and being supported by Professor Simon Peck, we are on a mission to create the best ETA curriculum that exists in the entire world here at Case Western. And one part of that is the class that I will be teaching in January. So it's a 3-day weekend workshop. It's intense, action-packed, 8 hours a day for 3 days, all day Friday, all day Saturday, all day Sunday. What it is essentially is a round-trip journey of ETA from doing self-assessments to exiting, and you'll get some professional investor feedback. Brendan was nice enough to be a part of a class I taught in the fall to give feedback at the end. So you'll get people like him or of equal caliber to come out and give you real-life feedback on your ETA opportunity. High level, it is just a shot in the arm for your ETA journey at whatever point you are in that process. So who is it for? Anyone who's willing to investigate a live ETA opportunity as part of class and that can either be in the form of an acquisition or opening a de novo franchise, I'm going to encourage everyone to bring a deal or an opportunity that you have to the class and to do as much pre-work on it as possible. As part of the class, though, we will also give you opportunities, and we're working with certain people in this room to potentially bring you some live sellers as well to actually analyze their businesses, because again, we want to make this class more dynamic each year. But it's anyone who's willing to dive into a live ETA opportunity. And the real key, we want participants that are engaged and all in. I'm going to bring my A game to the weekend. The other participants will bring their A game. It is on you to bring your A game as well. So show up if you're willing to go all in. So prospective searchers, active searchers, business owners can come as well, and we'll make it a fun time. So the why. As should be the reason you're at this conference, it's about the people and the relationships that you'll meet, or the people you'll meet and the relationships you'll make. It is about the inspiration you'll get from the weekend. And last but not least, it'll be a step-by-step process with best practices for searching. Last but not least, we will also have some fun. So that's from some of the participants that were there last year. By show of hands, is anyone who did the class last year in the audience here? And the crazy part, which I just cannot speak enough of how blessed Cleveland is for this, like the market for what Promise Partners provides, and there's people that are trying to do it as like $10,000 to $15,000 per year, and that's on the low end, and you can get it at Promise Partners for a couple $100s. What the gorilla built here is absolutely astounding. More importantly, though, what's one thing last year that we should do differently this upcoming year?
Well, I love the live sellers.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
Yeah, and that was based off of feedback that some of you gave anonymously during the course. Good stuff. Any other participants? Who else do we have here that took the class? Yeah, in the back there.
Yeah, I thought it was an awesome experience. I got my MBA case, and I think I probably got more out of that weekend than my accelerated MBA. I mean, I'm doing more with that, what I learned last week, than what I learned 20 years ago.
Cool. So. And what should we do differently this upcoming year?
Not as much pre-reading.
Well, we're going to do more pre-reading this year, at least more optional pre-reading. Awesome, awesome. Any questions at all about the upcoming course? Great. Well, I hope to see many of you there in January. Thank you all so much for coming out today. And I think to be an entrepreneurial business owner is to be a better American. So I'm super stoked that all of you are considering this career path. Thank you so much.